Hello there folks, it's me RJB from RJBTV, and a couple days ago we started, you and I, with Fake Flash against Minchul, and so far Minchul managed to get one single win on the board, playing Zerk against Terran. Jepho is a Korean semi-professional going by the name Fake Flash. Ho stands for Lee Young-ho, which is Flash's full real name, and Jup stands for fake. So literally, he's the fake Lee Young-ho. I don't know his real name. For some reason, the Wikipedia page doesn't exist. Maybe it does, but I could no longer find it searching for his usernames. I do think it at one time existed in some shape or form, but I think they got the wrong name listed somewhere, and they used that as the page for the guy. Wikipedia has a lot. Wikipedia is honestly not that accurate. It's not that accurate. But it's sadly also the only English database, so to speak, that we as non-Koreans have to find players and refer to players and find out who they are. It's a little bit tricky. It's all a little bit tricky. It could be better. It could be many times better than it currently is. But that's not why we're here. We are here to watch these two players have their fists meet their faces. They're going to be punching, and hopefully they're going to be punching pretty hard. Minchul here starts off with Nexus Forge. He's on a corner spawn, so this is pretty safe to do. There's not a whole lot of risk involved. And Fake Flash starts off with Barracks, Supply Depot, Gas. It's a very fast barracks. I would say this is not the most optimal fast factory build order, but it does give him some leeway, some room to do either A or B. A being maybe a rush, an early scout, whatever he was planning on doing it. The bottom line is he's got Marines out to potentially defend himself against any early aggression. It's only one barracks, so it's not a lot of Marines, but it might just be enough to tip him over the point of not being able to defend to being able to defend. I'm not sure. But he went for the fast barracks. Marines are coming out, might build a bunker in the front. Minchul hasn't found him yet. He's going for the middle spawns first. Cannon coming up there in his own choke. He's got a Cybercore and double gasser on the back on the way. So the strength of fast factories is you can try to go for an early game, very hyper aggressive rush. You get a couple vultures, you get mines, you get siege mode, and then you get like 5 to 6 vultures, then some siege tanks, maybe 1 or 2, and you can start a push on the choke. And you use the mines to somewhat protect the tanks. It's a very, very difficult thing to both defend, but also to do. It's difficult to do a hyper-aggressive 2-factory build. And he got into that base. He's gonna just run around in circles a little bit. Actually, he makes a mistake there. He makes a mistake, loses the SCV, so no more additional information coming in there for our friend Fake Flash. Minchul there getting a robo in the front. Still only on a single gateway. No bunker in the front there for Fake Flash. Did make 6 Marines. Gonna make a couple more. Engineering blade are on the way. Getting siege mode as well. Staying on one command center. Oftentimes, I see the Terran players, when they go for fast to factory into an immediate fast control machine shop, not a control tower, a machine shop, oftentimes they use the time it takes to build the machine shop to get a second command center. He did not do that. So either he's gonna go for all-in aggression, like hyper-aggression, because he's getting siege tanks already, 2 of them, no vultures. I think he's gonna use the Marines as a replacement for the vultures, and go for an early game attempt at breaking through his cannons. Now the double robo are finished here for Minchul, but the siege tanks are already out on the map. So the reavers that he's planning on making after he finishes the support bay might never ever see the light of day. He's also getting a Citadel of Doom, and he knows exactly where to go. Minchul finds the Marines and the tanks. I'm not sure if he saw the tanks, but I'm going to assume he knows the tanks are there on the map. Fake Flash going for the push. He's going to try to break through that choke. We have 3 gateways on the way for a total of 4. I feel that Minchul is going to try to make a Templar's Archives and build some Dark Templars to defend against it, because that is pretty much the only option he's got. The Reavers will not finish in time. That pylon there is going to go down very, very soon, which means the Reaver will not spawn. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. He's being a little bit aggressive here, going for the cannon, because the cannon was just outside of tank range. He's going to try to kill the pylon before the Reaver spawns. Will he get the pylon before the Reaver comes out? Yes, no Reaver on the map. Minchul is in trouble. Minchul is in some serious trouble. Templar's Archive is on the way, but Fake Flash is already in the middle of the base. Professional and semi-professional players, they are a different breed. It's scary. I've never seen anyone do this Terran build order specifically, but it looks very, very strong. Very strong. It seems to me like this build order exploits all of the potential weaknesses this build order from Minchul has. Reaver comes out. Reaver is going to die before a Scarab comes out there, though. Dark Templars are on the way, almost spawned, but we have turrets are all on the scene, being built left and right. He is in some trouble. He's going to try to make a proxy base here on the side and maybe go for a sneak attack. But look at how quickly Fake Flash is pushing onto those probes. He's almost already there. He has arrived. Gonna take those probes right down. Gonna try to shoot on them. He hits a couple of them, but kind of misses most of them. Zealots there. Yeah, they're just food. They're just food to be eaten quickly by someone who's just a little bit too hungry. Unsieges his tanks, loses 1 tank, kills the Dark Templar as well, which of course was the goal. He's getting closer to those probes. Oh, he hit a lot of probes. We're down from about 40 to 18. That was a big hit. That was a big hit. Looks like Fake Flash is just going to make an easy, quick work of Minchul's Protoss here. Definitely not what I was expecting to see. Because Fake Flash does not have a lot of experience on fastest, but this looks like an absolute master. He looks like a master, almost impossible to defeat. Beautifully pushed with a very interesting build order. Unsieges all his tanks to make sure that his tanks don't kill his own tanks. Zealots do have speed. Minchul is on 22 probes. He's almost broke. He's gonna have to run away. He calls GG. Well, he didn't call GG. He just left the game. So that second game there, very well played by Fake Flash, goes to Fake Flash. He gets his first win on the board. A win I honestly wasn't expecting. I was kind of secretly expecting Minchul to win that one. Because, you know, realistically, Minchul is a Protoss expert on fastest map. You would expect him to win that game, purely because he's got way more experience, but you can never ever underestimate professional and semi-professional players, because they just find ways to make the impossible happen. They've got so much gameplay experience and knowledge, and such mastery over their respective races. Like, they know all the mechanics, and they can do all the mechanics, all the micro, without really having to try anymore. They've mastered it to the ultimate point of expertise, so to speak. So that's what they do. Minchul here wants to do, well, it looks like he wants to go for barrack supply and cheese all over Fake Flash. Now the question becomes, this cheese from Minchul mostly only works against Nexus first Protoss. And I don't think Fake Flash is the kind of player to go for Nexus first, purely because he is not a fastest map player by heart. He is a normal map player. And normal map players, most oftentimes, they like to go aggressive right from the start. And that is exactly what he's doing. Double gateway they're coming out for Fake Flash. Which already means that Minchul's barrack supply is not gonna work as well as you would want to, because it relies entirely. It's a gamble that relies entirely on the Protoss not having zealots. And guess what? Gateway's almost finished up. He does have some luck in that he finds Fake Flash on the very first attempt cross map. 3 to 9. He finds him right from the start. But the gateway's almost finished up. And as you can see, he does not send another SCV across the map. Because at this point, Minchul knows that he is not likely, it's very unlikely, that he can build a bunker here or pull more SCVs and kill Fake Flash, because Zealots are on the way. So he's not going all in here. He's not going all in. He's just simply putting a Marine and an SCV on the bottom side to maybe try and disrupt the mining from Fake Flash for just a little bit. He's going to distract with the SCV, pull the Zealot away, and the Marine is going to walk in from the back and attack while the Zealots are busy chasing around a low priority target. This is a very smart little adaptation for Minchul. He's trying to make the best of the situation because honestly, he doesn't have a lot of options here. Realistically, Fake Flash is now able to already kill Minchul at this point in the game. This distraction with the Marine is buying him a lot of important time to get his Marines in a good position and to keep Zealots away from assisting these cannons that are warping in right here, right now. If there were more Zealots, like even 3 or 4, maybe 5, he could push those Marines back to this choke, and the Marines would have to wait and let the cannons finish. Now that's not going to happen. Minchul has successfully dealt with what is honestly a very difficult situation to play in, but because he's been in this situation many times before, he knew exactly what to do. But not many players know what to do right there. Most players fall behind so much right there in the situation that in the long run, they don't have to immediately lose the game as a Terran, but as the game goes on, they fall behind a little bit more and just a little bit more, and it just progressively gets worse. Oh, that medic spawning right there in the pathway, that was beautifully, I don't want to say intentionally timed like that, but the timing nonetheless was perfect. If he wants to, he could put those 2 medics in between the 2 barracks and have them function as a wall, and nothing will ever get through. So buying some time for his cannons. Minchul there on the pushback. Cannons are almost finished up. Firebats are on the way as well. Fake Flash gets the cannon up just in time. He danced back and forth just long enough to buy enough time for the cannons to finish up. Minchul might try to run those Firebats in. He's going to try to kill the cannons. He's right there on top. The Marines are dying too quick there, though. He tried something very greedy. He tried to beat the timing of the cannons finishing up, but was just like 4 or 3 seconds too slow, which is sad because all he had to do was wait for Stim. He couldn't go in earlier, but he had to wait for Stim. Stim simply wasn't finished yet. So double Nexus, 2 gas, and 2 more gas on the way, and 4 gateway, getting a Citadel of Dune and a Robo in the front. Now it's starting to look a lot more standard than what we usually see. This is more standard. I must admit the amount of gateways is a little bit high, but considering it is a single Robo built in the front, I feel Fake Flash is going to go heavier on the gateway Zealot units than on the rear. Support base on the way. And I do think he's going to get Zealot speed and level 1 attack right after. Shuttle on the way in the front, there's Zealot speed there being queued up, and right here in Minchul's base, he lifted up his barracks, floated them back to the main, made a factory, made an engineering bay, and 2 more barracks because he's on a middle spawn location. And what Minchul loves doing is when he's on a middle spawn location, he gets 5 barracks because he needs a lot more Marines than usual because there are 5 different directions shuttles can fly in from. And that is the top, then you've got the top left, you got the middle, the bottom left, and the bottom. Basically, middle spawns have 5 directions shuttles can fly in from, and the only way you can cover all 5 directions to an adequate degree is if you get a lot more Marines, and the only way you can get more Marines is getting more barracks. It means you are most likely not gonna have enough money to go for a real Wraith or Valkyrie defense. It's gonna mostly be a Marine defense, so you also need level 1 attack, which he's getting. He also has 2 more command centers he's gonna try to catch up economically with Fake Flash. Fake Flash is economically currently in the lead, and he will stay in the lead for a little while longer because the double command center, the triple command center actually, it takes a while to really start rolling at full speed. Tempest Archive there finished up. We got double Robo in the front, 1 Reaver finished up as well. Got a Stargate there on the way right next to the Tempest Archive. Fake Flash is ready to attack a lot of Zealots. Small little choke there being built for Minchul. You have Marines there on the middle waiting to snipe the shuttle. And it just so happens to be the shuttle is right on track into the Marines. Unloads the Reaver. Reaver kill. Ooh. Reaver kills some Marines, but the Marines kill the Reaver, which was the most important part of Minchul's positioning with those Marines. Takes it right. Doesn't take the shuttle right out of the air, but he kills the Reaver, which is what matters most. Kills the Reaver. Our Templars are on the way now for for Fake Flash as well, getting 2 Templars, 2 more Reavers. He needs a couple more shuttles, which is right there in the front. He's got 1 on the top, right there in the front. He's got a probe there on the side for vision against potential tank drops. Some raids are coming out, so he is still going to try to go for somewhat of a raid defense, because that's something Minchul is very good at. But it's still, at its core, going to be a Marine Medic defense with level 1 attack, maybe level 2 attack, or level 1 armor. Shuttle comes in over the bottom side, is 2 Dark Templars ready to hunt for any small weaknesses in Minchul's defenses. He finds 1 Dark Templar next to the turret, but 1 more Dark Templar is in the backside, attacking the tank, but he's got a second scan, I believe, and he's going to take that one down as well. Kills the tank, so at least he got something. Also got some information, but altogether, I would say that Dark Templar drop kind of ineffective. He lost more than he killed. You could argue the information, the vision, was very important, but I don't think it really got him that much. The engineering base now being built. Oh, shuttle comes in over the top side. Flew right through the Wraith. Wraith helped take down the shuttle. Reaver kills 2 Marines. Gets 1 shot on the turret. Nothing great happening so far for Fake Flash. He's going through the correct motions, though. But nothing is quite connected as he would want it to. But I do see a lot of potential. Gonna go for a double drop from 2 directions. 4 rows in the front. Continuously producing new drops. His macro is really, really good. There's something with these high APM semi-pros. Their macro is really, really exceptionally good. Comes in over the top. Takes down the shuttle. Comes over the bottom. Takes down that slot as well. No Templars or Reavers arrive on the scene. SCVs get to mine another day. So the Marines there are doing their job. He's largely covering just 2 angles. But the Marines are placed in such a way that you can cover the bottom left, and the bottom, and the top left. So just stimming back and forth a little bit, putting some Marines on the high ground as well, a dropship there as well. Who's getting vision on the high ground in multiple different ways, instead of just building engineering base and putting them in the air across the hill. So we have pilots coming up for vision across the map against tank drops. Also more cannons coming up on the middle to function as a buffer zone that Minchul will have to break through first before he can attack Fake Flash. Fake Flash does not have a lot of probes yet. I think there were some small gaps in his probe production. He's on 6 gateways at the moment. Not a lot of gateways yet, but he's producing continuously all the time. Supply counts are about the same. We have a big shuttle drop of about 5 shuttles, 4 Corsairs ready to go in over which angle I don't quite know yet. Tank drop there leaving the base, and he's gonna fly over a cannon and get found by Corsair. So Fake Flash putting those pylons and cannons across the map really helping him out, because that could have potentially, I do not want to say that it would have 100% killed probes, but that could have potentially killed some probes, if not a lot of probes. And Fake Flash knows losing your workers as a protest against a Terran, that's pretty bad stuff. It's gonna really slow you down and ruin you. So going over the top side here. Big drop, a lot of shuttles. Minchul is flying out with raids, I think. Dropship. Oh, double dropship. He's using dropships to check the skies around his base to see shuttles flying in. Comes over the top side. Marines are stimming in, gonna try to unload somewhere. Gonna try to snap the shuttles as well. Shuttles are getting very dangerously close. They are unloading. Reavers on the scene. SVs ran away to safety there though, and the Reavers don't even get a chance to shoot. They'll get taken down pretty much immediately. So unfortunately for Fake Flash, he does arrive on destination, but couldn't quite hit any of the SCVs with anything he unloaded. So Minchul there, Minchul is one of those players who plays against drops without taking risks. He will try to snipe the shuttles, try to snipe the Templars, but at the same time he will always pull his SCVs to safety. He does not take risks. And it makes him, in my opinion, one of the very best defensive Terrans, but it does slow down his progression into the late game a little bit. Every time you pull those SCVs to safety, you do lose mining time. But it's better to be safe than sorry. But you can notice that there's a difference in how fast he goes into that late game, into that maxed out army with upgrades. Because some other players, they do not deliberately do not pull their SCVs off the minerals because they do not want to lose mining time. They take the risk, and if the risk doesn't pay off, they lose their SCVs. So, like, is it worth it? In my opinion, no. It's not worth not pulling your SCVs to safety. But some players love doing it, and sometimes they pay the price, sometimes it allows them to really easily and quickly counterattack at 12:30 into the game. And we're now almost at 13 minutes. So Minchul definitely not the kind of player to go for the very fast early counterattack. He really just wants to build up, grow big, get upgrades, get more factories, get more of everything. More factories coming up there for Minchul. We have carriers on the way for Fake Flash, but he hasn't started the carriers yet. He's still getting the Stargates. He's not getting a lot of gateways. Got a big drop there on the top of the map that he's going to try to sneak in. Courses there, scouting ahead, taking structures out of the air. We have no Valkyries, no raids. It's all still Marines and tanks and bunkers there to defend. So this should be able to land right on top of that command center. Valkyries will be able to stop this. Raids, maybe. We have Corsairs. Corsairs are amazing against raids, so the raids probably would not have been enough. A couple cannons there getting killed by the tanks on the high ground. Minchul slowly taking back some of the control over the top and the bottom side of his base. Drop there is still waiting. He's getting an Arbiter Tribunal. He's getting carrier capacity and getting upgrades for everything, everywhere, all at once. Armor, shield. He's got level 2 shield, 1 attack already finished up. Do the courses have upgrades? They are on 1 armor, 1 attack. So he definitely was always already planning to go for carriers after the drops. It was always on his mind, always in the works. But he's taking his sweet time getting this drop into Minchul's base. He's flying from the top to the bottom, all the way around. He really does not want Minchul to be prepared or to be expecting this one, but Minchul is expecting it. But where from? From the bottom side, surprise, he's coming right in. A lot of tanks are on the scene. Bunkers are ready to take this down. Marines are stimming in. Starts to unload there. SCVs running to safety. Temples on the scene. Temples storming everywhere, but not on the SCVs because they have run away to safety already. He's storming whatever he can. Storms on the gas. And at a very big drop, sadly for Fake Flash, does not quite get the results he wanted, but he did get the best out of it given the situation. SCVs on the gas, well, he killed about 9, I think. He had about 76 SCVs, now down to 67. Not that he minds, he's okay with 67 SCVs. He can just pull some SCVs from the minerals onto the gas. And Minchul is not gonna walk through the middle. He's gonna fly across the map and put his tanks right into Fake Flash's base. Fake Flash, though, almost has his carriers finished up. Now it's for us, you and me, a race against the clock. How fast will these dropships get their tanks inside of Fake Flash's base? Will he be able to stop those carriers from finishing and taking down the drop, or will he be able to do critical amounts of damage with these drops? It's going to put those tanks on the high ground. He learned this little trick from Mong, who loved doing this. EMPs, both Arbiters, great EMP. Tanks are unloading on the high ground, sieging up. He's EMPing the high Templars, but misses one of them. Has one more EMP, gets the other one. Beautifully done. Tanks are getting up in the high ground. It's a little bit slow process. Two more storms. And he kills most of the dropships, so nothing really gets to unload as he planned. And Minchul had a great idea. That was a great idea. Get those tanks to the high ground, kill the pylons, stop the carriers. But sadly, sometimes unloading tanks on those, like these boxes specifically, it's just too hard. Sometimes it just won't get out of the dropship, and it's sadly for Minchul. Great plan. Sadly, didn't work. Fake Flash now getting a surround on those tanks on the middle. So he might actually be able to slightly tear down the front door here with those zealots coming in. Thanks to the high ground there from Minchul. Carriers in the air, he's got 6 of them at the moment. He might go for, I think he's going to go for a mix of ground army, arbiters, and carriers. A very classic, normal map move. 6 carriers, maybe 7, and a lot of zealots and dragoons, and maybe some arbiters as well. It's a classic, normal game unit composition that you don't often see in fastest map, because on fastest map, I think you're better off just getting a huge amount of carriers. But maybe Fake Flash is going to prove me wrong. Those High Templars don't have energy for storms they could EMP'd earlier. They're just kind of there as cannon fodder to distract. Carriers in the air, Goliaths on the way. Carriers are on... I think their upgrades are currently on 232. The upgrades are amazing. 111 there for Minchul. He's a little bit lagging behind just a little bit. A decent storm there on a tank. Storms against tanks, honestly, they're so damn good that even the professionals have started using storm shuttles to get High Templars to storm the tank lines. Something professionals have been doing for the past year and a half. They kind of moved away from the 2-base Arbiter and they started doing shuttles with High Templars because you cannot EMP shuttles inside High Templars. High Templars inside shuttles. Sorry, you cannot storm. Wow, I can't pronounce it. Anyways, clearing out those tanks. But what I wanted to say, you cannot EMP High Templars that are inside shuttles, but you can easily EMP Arbiters. Also, tanks, when they siege up, they cannot dodge the storm. Easy to kill a large group of tanks with 4 Templars. Oh, he's sniping the observers, has to pull back to the cannons. The raids are wreaking havoc. They're taking down the carriers with ease. Now they're back to the cannons. Miguel turns around. Looks like Fake Flash couldn't quite get enough done with his carriers. Gonna try to take down an Arbiter. Takes 1 down. Might take number 2 down as well. There's 1. Ooh. Now that stasis is good and bad. Good and bad. I think he got about, I think that's like 6-7 interceptors. So that's basically 1 carrier not fighting with anything at all. High Tempest there coming and entering the middle to, you know, provide additional support for the carriers. More carriers coming across the map. Needs a couple more observers as well. He's not making them at the moment. He really needs more observers here. Because Minchul went pretty heavy on the raids. Although he is no longer making a raid, he's going for a full Ghost Goliath tank. Spreading out over the middle to get a surround onto those cannons and carriers on the middle. Carriers are grouping up. Zealots are coming in for the attack. They're on the front lines. Templars trying to kill some of those tanks, but there's only 2 High Templars. Can't get enough storms onto his target. Ghost can't get close enough to the carriers because they're on top of cannons. Let's first have those cannons get taken down by the tanks, and then the Ghosts are going to walk all the way around the cannons and hunt for the carriers. More carriers are arriving. He scans and sees the amount. How many does he have at the moment? I count 10 of them. More Arbiters are on the way, and Zealots as well. He has a couple of Templars in the mix. Templars are great against Goliath, Ghost, and Tank. Carriers are kind of weak against Goliaths, but I don't think he has enough Goliaths to really scare the carriers away. The problem for Fake Flash are those Ghosts. Those Ghosts are real trouble. Got a bunch of them. Gonna try to lock down those carriers. That's the Arbiter. Now it's time for the carriers. They're next. No Observer on the scene. He's gonna regret that one. Arbiter and 3 carriers out of commission. Cells are coming over the bottom side. Got High Temples on the scene as well. Storming on the tank. Storming the Goliaths. He's pushing through slowly. But those Zells on the low ground, they have pretty much all burned through their health bars. And the Templars couldn't quite kill enough. Which now means the Goliaths have free fire on those carriers locked in lockdown. 1 more High Templar there coming in. 2 more coming in. Gonna try to buy some time. But no, not enough energy yet. He loses the High Templar. Upgrades on the carriers are, I believe, now on the 233. 1 more armor upgrade needed. Taking down those lockdown carriers. Goliaths are pushing forward really strongly, really powerfully. And takes down the carriers all locked up. The Arbiter there as well gets taken down. Minchul on Terran is a scary little man. He's a scary, scary player. He plays very smart. Let's just put it like that. He plays very smart. Very smart player. Has crazy control over his army as well, and crazy macro. I mean, he's playing almost at 400 APM. He's really fast. That's the bottom line. He's really fast. And Fake Flash here is struggling to build observers. He just needs observers. He just needs some observers. They would really help against the ghosts. Cloaked up. EMP there on the Arbiter yet again. Found the one straggling vessel that was still there on the scene. Carriers now need some shield batteries to heal up those shields. His army is splitting up, taking care of this gateway base here on the bottom side of the map. He's going to try to redirect his carriers to try and save that, but once again, another lockdown. The ghosts are doing their job, and they're doing it well. Carriers hardly effective. Does clear out that little army there that's split up from the main army. And it's going to get replaced within a couple seconds for sure. Minchul is producing non-stop. His upgrades on the tanks are, I believe, already on 2-3, so he's caught up with the upgrades. Fake Flash now finishing up his ground gateway upgrades as well. Good Storms are on the tanks, buying himself some time, but the carriers are pretty far forward. Goliaths have free fire on everything. Ghosts locking down the carriers, beautifully done once again. At this point, Fake Flash would have to shift and switch over into a ground army. The ghosts are just being too much to handle. And yes, he's doing exactly that. I see 23 Zealots queued up, 4 Dragoons as well. More Arbiters on the way, getting recall as well. He's completely ditching the carriers. But the carriers all just got taken down. He's ditching the carriers. He's going over into Gateway Army. He's going to become an Gateway Man, as Artoza would like to call him, a Gateway Ape. But honestly, Gateway Man is a very successful, strong strategy. Perhaps some drops mixed in would really, slow Minchul down, because he's spending a lot of money, and if you hit him right where it counts in the economy, he will not be able to spend all the money he has at the moment. He would have to recover instead. His army might suffer if he couldn't produce as much as he does now. Is he going to go for the nuke? It's going to be a double nuke, no observers on the scene. He's got nothing to take care of those two ghosts. Is he going to do it? He's going to nuke on those probes. Probes are going to die. He scans. Probes are running away to safety. Observer is arriving on the scene, and the cannon arrives, and it kills most of the probes. Went down from 69 to 39. Devastating blow. One more ghoster on the scene, just outside of detection range. Just outside of detection range. Where is it? He can't find it. He doesn't know where it is. He's looking all over trying to find that ghost, but it's right here, right there, and it's gonna land the nuke. It's gonna land the nuke while the attack on the front there happens. Minchul is showing off, and bam, he gets the other nuke, and he kills the Nexus, kills the probes, and that should be a GG. Fake Flash was so close with the observer, but just outside of detection range. And now Fake Flash knows it's pretty much GG, it's pretty much over. There's no way to recover from losing all of this there in the back. No way to recover. He's got an army there on the bottom side in production, waiting to flank this from the back side, but honestly, it's not quite working out for him. Great stays there, though, on those tanks. One single carry there still on the high ground. I'm going to take that one down before it takes down the tanks. And he does clean out the army that is there in his choke. And is he trying to recover? Yes, he's trying to recover there on the top side with making more Nexuses and making new probes. Scans all over the place, sees everything on the map. He knows that there is a little getaway base, a little getaway home for Fake Flasher on the top corner, but the nukes have done the job. The nukes have sealed the deal. There's no way Fake Flash can come back on this one. He's got 17 probes against 62 SCVs, and Minchul is maxed out. Now Fake Flash is also maxed out. There is a small little chance that his very big army can get a surround on his tank army and still win the game, purely by the virtue of having a lot more units, a lot more muscle on the map. Like, just out-muscle and overpower him with a superior fighting force. The opportunity, the chance exists. He's splitting up his army there on the mill. He's got a lot of groups, a lot of units, and 2 Arbiters are on the scene as well. We have Minchul building supply depots on the middle to slow him down. He's building a wall around his army, but Fake Flasher comes in with his massive army, running right through, in between. 2 stasises that were not that great, only gets 5 units, 2 tanks, 3 Goliaths. The Zealots are pushing forward, but the Zealots are also going down. There's more tanks in the back, and more tanks going to be spawning very soon. They're in between those factories. And it looks like this is a done deal. Another nuke came down there on all the Stargates and the Fleet Beacon. Took that down. The Ghosts paid for it with their lives. But yeah, Minchul is showing off. He's having a great game. Lost almost his entire army here, but so did Fake Flash. He's got only 100 supply left, 24 probes, and 2,300 minerals. I really don't think he's got it in him anymore to turn this around, to turn the tides. Minchul here just displaying a solid, sound, fundamental turn. Like he's showing off the nukes, but he's not doing anything else that I would consider showing off. He's playing controlled, he's playing smart, he's not taking any big risks. He's playing just purely the basics, and then some ghosts with nukes mixed into the foundation. It is honestly the best way to play Terran. This is the single best way to play Terran. And I think he's just waiting for Fake Flash to leave the game, or he's going to try to nuke. He's going to try to finish him off with more nukes. What's he going to do? He's got something on his mind because he's not moving out. He's not attacking. He's not attacking. Either he doesn't know how much money Fake Flash has, or he just wants to finish him with a nuke. He just wants to finish it with a funny move. I mean, that's a typical Minchul thing as well. Finishing the game with a funny move. Or maybe the replay crashed. I don't know. I think the replay crashed right at the end. But does it matter if the game is already over? Perhaps it did not crash. It looked like it crashed right at the end, but considering the game was already over, we already had our conclusion to the match. Fake Flash can't quite win that one. Couldn't quite do it. Minchul was too strong. Fake Flash tried a bunch of things, but every single thing Fake Flash tried was countered perfectly, exactly as the textbook tells you to deal with all those options. Let's have one more game here in the mix. One more game. Or maybe 2 or 3. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, yeah, there might be a couple more games in there. I'm not going to say how many there are. So we have a little switcheroo. Different races this time. We got Minchul returning on the Protoss. Fake Flash going for the Zerg. Let me just update the score there on the top. 2-1, 2 wins for Minchul, 1 win for Fake Flash. They're right next to each other. Now, Fake Flash is pretty good on Zerg as well. He's pretty good on Zerg. I mean, on the normal maps, he's pretty good on Zerg. Let's put it like that. I've seen a couple of games where he off races as Zerg on the normal maps, and I was honestly not surprised, but I was impressed. You can be impressed but not surprised. You can be surprised but not impressed. I was impressed, not surprised, because I was expecting him to be good at Zerg. Like, you always gotta expect a semi-pro or a pro to be good at every single race. Because in order to be good at their own race, they have to understand the other races down to the smallest details. Maybe not to the amount of detail that they understand their main race, but they gotta know all the build orders. They gotta know how people micro. They gotta know what people are weak against and strong against. They have to know every little thing, but not the smallest things. So Minchul here, 12 o'clock on the Protoss, right next to our Fake Flash. Fake Flash starts off with a hatchery in the choke, but doesn't quite place the hatchery optimally. There's a small little gap right here. You would realistically place the hatchery right here, and then you seal off this portion with Sunkens. So that does show that he lacks some knowledge here and there for Zerg on fastest mount. He's scouting over the bottom side with that Overlord. Minchul is scouting the middle spawns first with that gay probe. He's got 2 gays there on the way. Going for a more traditional early game opening with Protoss, because that's what he likes to do against Zerg. He goes for no Nexus, all in early game madness. And he is very good at it. He is very good at it. And I need a drink. I need a drink. Ah, delicious. When you're talking for over half an hour, you really do need some of that delicious fresh water. Oh man, it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh, I'm wrong. I was spreading fake news. Minchul is going for a Nexus here after 2 gateways. Sorry. I was spreading the fakest news of all the fake news. Disinformation, please sue me. Because oh boy, I lied. And boy, was that lie a big one. Boy, was that lie a big one. Sunkens are on the way. Almost finished morphing. 4 Zerglings, 6 Zerglings on the scene to help him survive. That Zealot that's trying to walk into his base. No, access denied. You ain't gonna get into this club. Hatcher number 4 on the way, and an early gas, a very early gas. Very, very early gas. Fake Flash are getting into the base with his Overlord, scouting for information, sees double gas, double Nexus, double gateway, double cannon. Everything comes in pairs of 2. Ponder on the way in the middle. 4 Zealots are protecting. There's 2 pairs of 2. and Zerglings, 3 pairs of 3. Well, 2 pairs of 3, correction. 2 cannons in the front as well. Yes, everything does come in pairs of 2, except the Cybercore and except the Forge. So double Zergling there, getting into Minchul's base, gonna look for some information, see what he's up to, see what he's scheming. Because he, of course, is scheming to... Well, he's scheming the demise of Fake Flash. Fake Flash might have some answers of his own. He's attacking the Cybercore. Is he actually gonna kill the Cybercore with 2 Zerglings? Nope, because the Zealot arrives just on time. Minchul not sweating, not panicking. Cybercore there stays alive. Lost the shield, but the shields regenerate very, very slowly as the game goes on. So about 20 minutes in, that shield should be back entirely. Very slowly recovering. Lara on the way. Is he going to go for Muladiscs here? Is he going to go for very fast Muladiscs? Or is he going to go for very fast Lurkers? Very fast Muladiscs would be fun because it is a counter to exactly what Minchul is going to try to do here. Minchul going to go for double Robo, Zealot attack. Muladiscs would counter that pretty well. Oh, but nope. We have Stargate on the way there from Minchul because he likes Stargate Reaver. He likes Corsair with Reaver. So both players trying to counter each other based on the information that they're witnessing with their 2 eyes. I mean, I hope they've got 2 eyes, not 3, right? 3 eyes would be a little bit weird. So Fake Flash is now adjusting because he saw the 2 Stargates. He's going back to a Hydralisk Den. Does he have enough gas here, though? Like, he has a lot of gas, but, I mean, does he have enough minerals? Is his economy in a good place to switch over into Hydralisks or Lurkers here? You can see that he didn't plan on going for the Den because the Den timing is a little bit off. But he kind of had to force himself into going for the Den. Lurker's on the way. It's going to be Lurker. He's got Transport on the way. He's going to try to cheese him. That's something you can do when you're right next to the Protoss, is get Transportation, get Lurkers, and put some Lurkers into the Overlords, and fly them across this small little tiny wall in between, and then run right for the Probes and kill all the Probes, put the Lurkers as the burrow up right next to the Nexus. It's a viable strategy, but it's basically just pure, insane gambling. It's the most gambly gamble of all the gambles. But at least, if he does get those Lurkers up here in the choke, the Reavers and the Zealots will not be tearing down the front door. They will not be entering. They will not be allowed to enter the party zone. But look at this. Corsairs in the base. Spire on the way. Corsairs getting some valuable information, which now of course means that I think we will see an observatory coming out there from Minchul. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I see Robo number 3. Citadel of Adun finishing up, more Corsairs on the way, not really producing any more Zealots. He's got Reavers on the way as well. Corsairs flying about to kill the Overlords. Overlords are getting protected by Hydralisks. Lurker aspect almost finished up, got 500, almost 600 gas, so we can make 5 to maybe 6 Lurkers. Overlord transportation almost finished, getting pylons on the side. Yeah, he's gonna protect himself from those. Is he? He's gonna build cannons there. Overlord taking some damage, so no more transportation happening, because how are you going to get over the wall if your Overlords are not close to the wall? He's not going to get over. He's going to try to put... Ooh, he's going to try this. Oh, he's going to try to do a walk around. Going to go here, unload there, right below his choke, and run all the way around the middle into Minchul's base, and then run in over the top corner and kill the probes. Minchul there is protecting this right side. Ooh, we felt it in his bones. He felt it in his bones, flying in corner. He's basically just trying to take away vision. And by trying to take away vision, he pulled that Overlord away from the wall. And he was killing Overlords in the back. Fake Flash is having a pretty good experience here of what it feels like to get Corsair abused. Not knowing Corsair abuse like this existed on Fastest Map as well. Pylon on the side. Yeah, Minchul definitely knows Lurker drop was happening. He knows it. And now he sees it and confirms it. Lurker there might arrive just on time there though. He's running all the way around. He's going to go straight for the money shot on those probes. He's running. Reaver there being put in front of his choke to make sure the Lurker cannot get through. Minchul is not leaving anything up to chance. He's really just sealing all of the options that Fake Flash has off entirely. Reaver's there protecting, Reaver's protecting. He hasn't really attacked yet. He's kind of just been harassing Fake Flash, who's now getting more hatcheries. 2 more on the bottom, 5 on the top, 1 in the back. He's getting a Queen's Nest as well, and 2 more Evo Chambers for upgrades. He's got upgrades for Hydralisk mostly finished up. And Overlords on the sides are still going down. But he's on 40 drones against 65 probes. Still has not tried to run in with that Lurker. I think he knows that Minchul is not just going to let it run by. So he's going to try to go for his opportunity to sneak through in the chaos and confusion of the battle. I still, observers on, okay, he tried to run the Lurker in, Lurker went down, Courses are flying about, Scourges are on the chase. Courses do get away, more gateways are now being built there from Minchul. He's on 146 supply block at the moment. Supply block at the moment, not what I was expecting. Some Hydralisks there do run through their deaths as we're trying to chase the Corsairs. Happens sometimes you don't pull all your Hydralisks back, and a couple of them do run across the map and die because you didn't intend them to die, but they accidentally died. It happens to everyone. 47 drones now, more hatcheries on the scene. He's getting things together quite well, but looks like Minchul is going to go for a big Reaver drop. He's getting Scarab damage upgrade, getting Templar Storm, getting Air Armor, getting Ground Armor, Weapon, and Shield. And there's the Fleet Beacon. My friends, we are going to see Disruption Web abuse. Minchul is going to try to make this look pretty, fancy. He's going to try to give us a show. He doesn't want this to just be over with a big Reaver drop. He's going to make it interesting. He's going to make it beautiful and pretty. Corsairs with Mass Reavers will soon be arriving in Fake Flash's base. And is Fake Flash aware of this? Does he know this exists? What is he going to do to deal with this? He's making Hydralisk at the moment. Got 50 drones, a couple more hatcheries. They're on the scene, but only 2 Lurkers at the back, and we have 3 of them in the front. And the one thing that's strong against Corsair Reaver is, in my opinion, Lurkers. Maybe Devourers and Guardians as well. Maybe Devourer and Mutalisk, but he doesn't have a Great Aspire yet. He doesn't have the gas to get both Devourer and Guardian in time. Reavers are going to push over and attack the front. Observer is finished up, but not yet there on the scene. 1 Lurker there in the high ground, hiding. 1 Corsair pushing Overlords away on the side. You got Dragoons coming in now as well. Zealous there entering the fray. Observer is on the scene, so Lurkers are now detected. We have a big army of Hydralisks lying in wait, but he's supply blocked at the moment. And what is he going to get next? He's getting a couple Lurkers, spreading out his Hydralisks ready to defend. Now supply blocked because he lost an Overlord. There's a lot of Reavers there. There's a lot of Reavers. So 1 Disruption Web there on the high ground. Courses are ready to Disruption Web whatever comes close to the Reavers. Reavers like this, there's about 10 or 11 of them. They're pretty strong, and it's going to be difficult to micro all the Hydralisks that are now standing in a surround, waiting, biding their time for the command to go and attack. And there he goes in with a great surround there. But the Reavers are strong, and Disruption Webs are happening everywhere. Well, not everywhere, mostly on the bottom side, but they're doing their job. More of them are coming down. The Reavers are just killing the Hydralisks so easily. The Hydralisks do not stand a chance. This is overpowered. This is overpowered. Beautiful Disruption Webs coloring the ground with a nice light blue. Reavers pushing forward. Reavers are killing the Zerg. Fake Flash is like, how the hell do I deal with this? How do I even defend against this? He's like, I've never seen such BS before in my life. This is so damn strong. He's getting a surround on the Reavers that ran out of Scarabs there, though, so he's killing a couple of them, but more Dragoons arriving on the scene, and they will have none of that. Get the hell out and leave my Reavers alone. And he leaves the game. He knows it's over. Minchul with a fancy win. Let's just rewind. I want to get that as a screenshot for the game. Disruption Web with Reavers. It's a beautiful sight to behold. I want to see it. You want to see it. We both want to see it. We both want a little bit of that goodness to see here. It's going to be a great thumbnail. It's going to be a great thumbnail. But that aside, looks like 1 more. Yeah, let's take this one. This looks beautiful. Exactly like this. This is going to be a screenshot. So thank you for watching. It was RGB for RJB TV. Minchul won 3-1 against Fake Flash. Fake Flash couldn't quite win the Terran against Zerg, the Protoss against Terran, and of course he couldn't win the Zerg against Protoss, because who can beat Minchul Zerg against Protoss. I've not seen many people do it. I've actually only seen 2 or 3 people do it. It's a very rare thing. He's so damn good on Protoss against Zerg.